Okay, so this is the Wednesday evening, August 16th, 2023, Shutesbury Cemetery Commissioners meeting at, I have 6:04.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Welcome, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Okay.
Busy, busy, busy.
Yeah, I hear you there. All right, might as well jump right in. So first thing on the agenda is approve the minutes of the July 26th, 2023 meeting. And the only thing that I saw, and it's on, I'm just looking at it, it's on page 2, section 4, paragraph C, when it's talking about, in short, that I have been working as a groundskeeper and the commission needs to be able to pay me. And you have because of GC 268A, it's actually, to be correct, it's Mass General Laws, so MGL.
I wondered about that. Sorry.
It's Mass General Laws, Chapter 268A, Section 21A. So instead of the GC, it just should be MGL chapter. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry about that.
No problem.
I should have known better. I have heard MGL before, but so
Yeah.
thank you for that correction.
All right. That's the only thing that I saw that was needed correction. Dina, did you see anything?
No.
Okay. All right, then I'll accept the motion for approval of the minutes of this July 26th meeting as amended. I'm gonna just say so moved.
So moved.
Okay. Anyway,
Let's
moved
go
and seconded.
through.
Any other discussion?
No.
Okay. Then we'll do a roll call vote. Susan?
Aye.
Dina?
Aye.
And I vote aye also. So we approved unanimously. All right, number 2 on the agenda, as we've been having new burials and lot sales. See if I can remember everything that's happened. We did complete a lot sale, one plot in the Locks Pond Road Cemetery, for the Reeds. And there will be an internment there next Saturday, the 26th, I believe. Let me just double
Is
check
that for
that.
Charlie? Is
Excuse me?
that for Charlie?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's good to know that. And what a good place for Charlie to be.
Jeez, I have it. Okay.
Fairly nearby for his folks.
Yes, Saturday, August 26th at 10 a.m. Yep. So if
What did you say, Susan?
I said fairly nearby for his folks.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, so that sale was made. There's been at least one other request for a lot in the green burial section or natural burial section of West Cemetery, and I believe there was one other inquiry for a lot in possibly the Locks Pond Cemetery also. So there's been a few inquiries lately. I did just go out and mark out for another headstone installation on the Weaver lot in the West Cemetery. Starting to get a bit of business now from Dorsey Memorial, which is going under, I don't know if they're still going under Dorsey Memorial, but they were bought out or started by a company, MANN, M-A-N-N, MANN Memorials out of Athol. So they've kind of taken over everything and so far seem to be doing a good job and been pretty responsive. So that's been good. They've set one stone and done some engraving, and now we're going to set a second stone today, or they were going to put the foundation in for it. So I think that's all I have for sales. There had been that one cremational. I think we were just talking about that. I don't think maybe it had happened for Umholtz a while ago. That might have been. Oh, we already talked about that last meeting. Yeah. Okay. So
The one with the vault?
yeah, the one with the vault. Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't remember if we had talked about that one or not. So
We did. So
Yep.
can I just double check?
Yep.
We, the lot in Lock's Pond was completed.
that was
Uh,
completed.
that
Yep.
was completed. There's been a new request for a lot in the natural burial section in west.
Yep.
And there's a possible new request for a traditional lot in west.
No, I think it was. Let me go and look at it's in the email, I believe. How was the green there? Yeah, let's see. Now, one was just they were asking information on a family burial lot, and
Okay.
I gave them some information. Let's see, they were asking about prices. So I had them go to the website to look at the prices. Let's see. And then I told them that what they need to do then is make an appointment with us or me, and then we'll go through looking at the maps and the whole process that we had set up for doing that. And they have not got back to me at this point. So
I know there's somebody out there who is interested in a plot in the natural section.
okay, yep.
I don't think she's been able to get in touch with you yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that would be Janice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one I asked for that, and I have not gotten back to her yet.
Yeah, she's complained to me. So, I'm hoping she would take something close to me since she's one of my good friends.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, she just sent it on the 9th in the
Yeah.
email. So
Well, she's kind of in a hurry.
yeah, I will get back to her. It's been a busy week for me, so I will get back to her and tell her the process.
I told her she should contact you too, Dina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And that's all I have right now for burials and lot sales.
Okay. Thank you.
I just need to pause very briefly, and Susan, and acknowledge that I am, your request is heard.
Good.
Of where she lands.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. Okay.
So.
So moving on then, was hiring of new groundskeepers. I did talk to Becky about this. I sat down and had quite a conversation about a few different things with the cemetery. Told her that we were in need of hiring some new groundskeeper or keepers. I did, as you can see, I sent her the job description that we had, which really hasn't been updated in 22 years. So probably should look at that just to make sure it's good. And I sent her the last time we had put an advertisement out, at least that I had, as a basis, which really needs to be upgraded too. And I haven't sat down with her since I've sent that to see what I will keep on that, because that's something that really kind of has to happen. I have not talked to Linus Miriam yet to see if he's interested in doing some more work, but I really don't think he'd want to do, the full time like Susan and Mike were doing. He seemed to be happy with just coming out here a couple times a year on the two smaller cemeteries and just doing that because he has a lot of things going on. I will make it a point. I know I said I was going to do it last time. I will make a point of contacting him to see if he is interested, but I think we should just go ahead and post the job anyways and look and see what's there. I did talk to Becky also about the fact that we were talking about that for me doing like the maintenance work and some of the groundskeeping work, that it'd be nice to get paid, and talk to her about that. The Mass General laws, having to vote that in. And I said, I know it's a ways away before, annual town meeting. I said, I don't know if we can get this in, if it can go in at a special town meeting, but nonetheless, we didn't want to wait till the last minute and find out we missed the step. So we wanted to get moving on it right away. And what she suggested to me was to start working with the personnel board to write up a job description for this position, what it would be. Although if you look at the actual job description of a groundskeeper, it does mention maintenance of the equipment.
It sure does.
Yep. So I
And
don't think it's that far off.
You've been working with brush lately too.
Yes, I have. Yep. Which is also in the groundskeeper's, job description. So
yeah,
I think it's pretty close to that. If I don't see why we really, in reading through that one, I don't see why we really need to create a new position or job description for that, because it pretty much follows what the groundskeepers technically are supposed to be doing. So
would you be, Walter, you wouldn't consider being a full-time groundskeeper, would you?
Not right now. At some point, maybe, but my part-time job with Peter is sometimes more like a full-time job. And then, it's a lot of things around the house here and all that, with family that I'm dealing with and doing. And I don't know if I could throw that on, especially the busy time of the year, like in the springtime right now. If we had another groundskeeper, maybe jumping in and helping on that and doing some of the mowing and all that would be a possibility, but not to do, be the person for the position, not right now. If things changes in the future, then I'd say I'd consider it.
Would your position be an assistant groundskeeper, right?
Yeah, maybe we could call it that, assistant groundskeeper. Yeah. What I have to do is meet with the personnel board and see what they get on their agenda and see what they say about it.
Well, it's good to know you're considering it for the future.
Yeah. Because I mean, right now I've got the leaf blower here because Mike sent me an email or a text saying that it wasn't running right. And I did start working on it, and I'll be darned if I couldn't get it to run right, and it has been. So I think that the choices are see if I can order a rebuild kit for the carburetor and go through that, or we might be looking at having to purchase a new backpack blower because that one's pretty old. I mean, the other thing is to send it into Boyden and Perrin and see if they can get it going. I want to try to see if it's just something simple first, rather than spend the money for a brand new one.
Would it be? I just want to float this just because
Yep.
Would it save the town money to hire a landscape company so we weren't having to pay to maintain equipment and to have them come in, quarterly and clean up?
I don't know. People have asked if that's what we do or not. I think people that have inquired how we do that. I'm not sure, because when you look at how little, we used in the payroll, and then it's if somebody would come in there, I suppose we could inquire to see if somebody could and would do it and do it, to the standards that we have liked to seen it done.
And consistently, and it just seems like, I mean, that's
At that
certainly
point, you wouldn't have maintenance or purchase of equipment, so.
right. You lose maintenance, so you lose the cost of maintenance and purchase of equipment. You can actually schedule pretty consistently when it gets done.
Yeah.
And there still might be extra things that an assistant groundskeeper kind of person or a groundskeeper kind of person needs to do,
Yeah.
you know, to reset stones, or sorry, the pets are being really obnoxious. Or, but
Yeah.
it's like we should investigate that as well as, other things, so that, thank you, so that we bring to the personnel committee sort of
Yeah.
broad thinking.
Right. I mean, we could write out some specs and,
The company that that digs graves in the green section, what company is that?
that's grassroots.
They also do landscaping?
They do landscaping. I don't know if they do, mowing and stuff like that, groundskeeping. I can ask them. Yeah.
Oh, they want an account like that. We already have a relationship with them for
Right.
that could be a good thing. And it's bread and butter money for them.
I think of that. I mean, I'm certainly not denying that looking into it's not a bad thing, but I sort of think of that as when Walter no longer wants to do cemetery work, and if it's people like us on the commission, we would need that.
Well, that's why, but so yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up.
But
We're
Walter's
just,
perfectly healthy now and willing to do the work.
yes,
Yep.
I understand.
Yeah. And, we can see what they would charge us to come up and do it, and, or, talk to a couple different companies and see what they have for prices. And then we can at least have an idea of, is this something that's feasible, or is it tripling our budget just to do it?
Want to do. So that's the thing. And I think that, in terms of due diligence and the kinds of questions that people raise in town, it's probably a good idea for us to have a reason for
Yep.
whatever.
Sounds good. So let's see. I'll check with grassroots. Does anybody else have any idea of?
Are there some ways still doing landscaping around?
I'm not sure. Check. I know there's some around different areas, people that have some companies come in, do lawn mowing and stuff like that. I can get a couple different
Yeah.
names, and,
Yeah, we might.
at least do some inquiry and say, this is what it is. Come take a look at it. And, if they're going to say, yeah, $1,000 every time we come, well, maybe no, but,
Right.
but it'll be a little bit of money, obviously, because I know a lot of them come in. Like I was had to have somebody mow my lawn last year for a while. This company that did a neighbor, and he was like $75 every time he came, every 2 weeks. So I was just my lawn. So
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know if yeah, I just don't know.
it's worth looking into. At least then we have some kind
Then
of
we
reference.
do it the other way.
Yeah. Okay. But I think we'll keep moving on advertising for the groundskeeper and check this out at the same time, and because we're going to need something at least, to help fill out the year. All right. I guess we kind of covered 3 and 4 all at the same time here, allowing members of the commission to work as groundskeeper. And we voted on that already last month. So I don't think we have to do anything more other than keep keep the ball rolling and try to make sure that we get the wording all set up and right. And if we need to, job description, I got to see when the personnel committee is meeting and get on their agenda. So
Walter, what do you want to do about the listing, the job description for the groundskeeper? Do you want to draft something? You want to make changes and send it to us around?
yeah, I can do that. I mean, I just put that out to Becky saying this is our last one. And I'm looking at it going, yeah, we really need to kind of spruce it up a little bit. But at least it was something. She was looking for something. She said, I think I have an old one around here somewhere. I said, well, I think I do too. I'll send you what I have. So
I mean, it looked pretty good to me.
right. It's just, tweak it for the right dates and all that stuff and make sure that's all set. But yeah, I think we should just keep moving ahead with that and try to get them to list it as soon as possible. Because we may or may not get any responses. We've done it in the past where we had a bunch of responses and we did interviews and everything else, and other times we had 0, or we'd have one person inquire or something like that. So I think we get it out there, and the more time we have to work with it, the better. All right. The next on the agenda is new Board of Health regulations regarding green burials. Did you both see the response from Catherine? Yeah. So that was good. It's like
I didn't response from Catherine.
What was that?
I did not see the response from Catherine.
Okay. Hold on. I just printed it out. I'll read it to you.
Okay.
Well, this is the thing she included, but okay. Her response basically was, Dear Cemetery Commissioners, thank you for your request for information and my apologies for neglecting to provide you with our written decision, which I will attach, and I have here. Dina Standard, who I believe is a member of the Cemetery Commission and the liaison with the JCA, was present at our discussions. Yes, the discussions, but not, the decision. Right.
Not decision.
Right. And then she said, please be assured that our decision, which is not a regulation, applies to the Jewish cemetery and only to the Jewish cemetery because of its proximity to private drinking water wells and its adoption of green burial. In no way affects the existing regulations for West Cemetery. So
excellent.
We are good. And she did the decision here. It says the following stipulations governing green natural burial at the Jewish cemetery in Shutesbury were accepted unanimously by the Shutesbury Board of Health at its meeting on February 15th, 2023. A distance of no less than 100 feet shall be maintained between a green natural burial and any private drinking water well, unless and until the distance to any abutter's well is determined by a professional surveyor. The 100-foot setback shall be between the burial and the property line. In the case of abutters on the opposite north side of Leverett Road, the property line shall be defined as the line between the abutter's property and the road right-of-way. The density of green natural burials shall not exceed 50 per acre. Acreage shall not include the original conventional burial area. And then the owner of the property, the Jewish community of Amherst, shall determine the slope of the eastern side of the premises. No green or natural burial may take place in any area where the slope exceeds 3:1, unless and until stabilization methods approved by the Board of Health have been implemented. These stipulations shall apply only to new green natural burials taking place after February 15th, 2023. So that was their regulation or their stipulations, agreements as written, and it does not apply to our cemetery. So we're good there. And she got back to me right away. I think she was, you know, within 15, 20 minutes of me sending the email, she
Oh
popped
my
right back. So,
Wow.
so I
Yeah.
sent another email to her, thanking her very much for the clarification. Said, obviously, the news article was not clear about this, and thus is why we are contacting you. So,
And, you know, I will say for the record that when I sat in on those conversations at the Board of Health, they were very reasoned and
yeah,
careful. And I really appreciated their thoughtfulness. So,
yep, yeah. And that's why it was, I tried to make it as friendly as possible when I made the inquiry to say, hey, we're not saying what the hell happened, how come you didn't let us know. It was like, this is what we read in the in the article, and it wasn't exactly clear. We just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So,
It was diplomatic.
yep,
yeah.
that's good. That was an easy one. As for the Community Preservation Committee's contract,
Yeah.
I've signed that. I put it in the town administrator's box. I told her about it. I sent an email with a scanned version, I believe, of the signed contract to, maybe I didn't. I know I just let everybody know. I let Mateo know, to the select board and to Becky, that it's in the box. It's been signed, for them to, sign at their earliest convenience and to let us know when it was signed so we could proceed with the project. I haven't heard back whether they've signed it or not. So I will check that out and see. And then Mateo did send an email to the cemetery committee asking if we could give a quick statement as to where we are with the project for their first meeting this year. So I just sent them back an email.
Waiting on the select board.
Yeah, basically. Let's see. Do I have my answer to him here? Yeah, I said, dear Mateo, we have submitted our contract signed by myself to the select board for their signatures. We have not heard back if they have signed it yet or not. Once signed, we will contact Tamara Conde of Gravestone Restorations and give her the go-ahead to start the project. If done soon, meaning if it's signed soon, there should be no reason why she could not complete the project before winter, thus bringing the project to closure. So,
I have a question.
sure.
Should we give Tamara a heads up about where we are in the process?
We should, and I should have done that before. Yeah, we should let her know where we are with everything, so it's not kind of a surprise. So
Yeah.
thank you. I will.
Well, it just occurred to me.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, we've been waiting on this contract.
Yes, I will give her a call and let her know.
Okay,
I'll
thank you.
do it right at the end of this meeting, so I won't forget. I'll try giving her a call. So yeah, we're just waiting on the signed contract, and once they do that, then we're good to get going.
I want to report a postscript that I filled out and sent in their little.
Oh, yes, yeah. Was that much work to fill out or not?
No.
Drop my pencil. All right.
Mostly a matter of yeses and nos. Yes, I didn't have any questions. I thought they gave enough information, that kind of thing.
Yeah, good. It's good feedback for them, so they know how people see the, it's getting a feel for, did we present it the way we thought we presented it? So
Yeah.
and that's good. In some cases, it's good. I'm just so tired of nowadays. You do anything with anybody and they send you a survey. How did we do?
Yeah. It gets pretty annoying. I agree.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm like, eh.
All right. Anything else on Board of Health or the CPC contract?
No.
Okay, that's good. Next on the agenda is update on ground penetrating radar. Have we gotten any information back?
Did not hear back from the company I inquired to. And
Okay.
so today, when I was getting, I was looking at my notes, getting ready for the meeting, I emailed my friend who's a cemetery commissioner in Barry and asked her which company they used, and she should get back to me within a day or two. And then
Okay.
I'll reach out to them and get back to all of you.
All right. Sounds good. Any other unfinished business that we haven't thought about?
I
No.
don't.
It's sort of unfinished business. I've been doing my homework, looking back over the past couple of years to see what we need to add to our regulations.
Yeah.
And I found only one motion, and we've done a lot of talking, raising questions,
Yeah.
mostly about how we're going to maintain it, but we haven't come up with a lot of regulations. However, we haven't posted anything, our regulations for the traditional burials at all. And we need to post what we've got and add that one piece. And I was concerned because there was a meeting at which we discussed possible changes, and I have the text of that meeting and then afterwards what changes we made. And what we seem to have left in is that vaults are essential for the traditional cemetery.
I never finished I never finished the changes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think we had
That is very much in
said
the
that they were no longer required, but they were not excluded either. So
Right. And also that we don't permit them in the natural cemetery.
right, and that on those regulations originally they said if a vault was used that it needed to be a bottomless,
Right.
open vault.
But we that. So I found the original that didn't make it into the changes, and I'll send what we seem to have approved in the meeting. So I'll
Okay.
send if you want me to.
please.
And I will add the piece, the motion that we did pass a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Plus, made a note. I'll send that along too, rather than a motion that we wanted people to come to us to ask us questions at our meetings.
Yes.
And there was a reference, Dina, to you presenting a draft of interments of cremains. And
Oh.
I have a record of that, and I don't know whether we ever had a final discussion of it. It didn't look like we did.
No, it doesn't look like we did, and I probably never created that draft. It's probably something that fell off my plate. So will you add it back into this month's minutes, and I will get to that.
Okay.
So we should add for next month's agenda, just follow up on regulations, updating
Yep.
regulations. All right.
Yep.
Oh. I had 2 burials this month at Wildwood Cemetery. That was really interesting. It's interesting when you're a cemetery commissioner being in another cemetery.
I bet it is.
Just look at it a little differently. I'm like, oh, I definitely am gaining a new perspective.
Yeah.
Things
That
that,
my
things that,
sister-
go ahead, Susan, sorry.
So
Go ahead.
one of the burials was for a lunch lady at Amherst High School, Walter.
Oh, okay.
I got there for the burial, and I pulled in around the same time that Ron Lashway pulled in, and we looked at her and at each other, and we knew who we were burying. And I looked at him and I said, "She probably served us both lunch." And it was kind of sweet and lovely and weird, like you don't think, hey, he grew up in that business, but I didn't,
Right.
It's just funny little juxtaposition, that one.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
it's different seeing how different cemeteries do their things and what they require and all that.
yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Susan, you were going to say something?
Well, just that it was interesting. My sister's, her cremains and interment. It was interesting seeing how that was dealt with.
Oh, how
It's
do it?
not a deal with it. The cemetery, the cemetery groundskeepers were sort of hovering, waiting for pushing us out because they have a regulation at this particular cemetery that you can't bury anybody between Saturday noon and Monday morning, which is
That,
pretty hard for
it's
families.
it's a was this in Massachusetts?
Lost outside, yeah, Beverly.
Yeah, see, so I've only ever actually run into this weirdness in Massachusetts, not in other places. I don't know if it's like an old blue law thing that some cemeteries still keep or what. But it is odd, and it does, because people work during the week. It does create a lot of intense pressure for families on the weekends.
Yeah.
I had, yeah, no, yeah, I had a
I,
burial a couple weeks ago, and we were aware that they wanted us to leave.
that is the case in like the national cemeteries, like Bourne and Agawam. I've been to, a few that were like that. And my last one was for my cousin, and we were there, and they give you, 30 minutes. And when you're getting close to that time, they say, excuse me, everybody, we're very sorry, but you need to leave. We have another funeral coming in right behind you. I don't care where you go from here, but you got to leave now. And
Yeah.
they had, there's 3 lines of parking, one for each funeral that's coming up. And then at this time, and then they've got it below at this time, the 3 lines are for the next one. And it is very production like.
Yeah.
And they give you just a certain amount of time, and that's it. You're gone. Next people coming in. It's
It's-
very, very impersonal, but it's
Wow.
when you're a national cemetery and they got people coming in all over the place, I guess that's what they have to do. So
Yeah, but you could build time to have 5 or 10 minutes between to
yeah.
give
you,
time.
but people linger,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
and it's a lot. So I'll get those cremated remains guidelines for the natural burial ground written up. It won't take too long. It's just a couple paragraphs.
And do we have something also in the works on family, personal family burials?
That
When
Board of Health has something on that.
I'm sorry.
You mean for like private burial at home?
well, no, I mean families, burials that are run by families or friends rather than.
Oh,
directed
okay.
care rather than funeral directed care.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
we should.
Yeah, we need to have something in our regulations about that so people know it's a possibility.
I think I agree with you. I could try and will you add that to my to-do list?
Yep.
I'll get some language for us to review and
And the important thing for doing that is to make sure that they contact us in time and have a time to
so we can run in and work with them exactly, which means they really, if they know, if a death isn't sudden, then and they have time to notify us and give us a heads up that they're going to want a burial sometime in the next few days or a week, we would really appreciate that. I think that's very important to do for family directed care.
Yeah.
They have, and we should have, I think, and please put this, Susan, in the minutes. We should have that. One of the things I should prepare is a to-do list for families, so that if they say we want to self-direct, we have a checklist to give them and say, look, these are the things you're going to have to do to make this work.
I really think we need a checklist for any kind of burial. I mean, Janice was asking about it. What she wanted really was a checklist. What should she do after she talks to Walter?
Right. Yeah, it's a good idea, I guess. Yep.
Susan, I have a question for you when we stop recording, so don't
Okay.
say right away. Do we have more business?
No, the next thing on the agenda is just items not anticipated 48 hours prior to the meeting, which is kind of like new business and all that, and then set the date for the next meeting.
Okay.
Well, we've kind of dealt with items not anticipated because I brought up this,
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's good. Are we
So,
looking at Wednesday, the 20th of September?
oh my goodness, September.
I know.
yeah, hard to believe.
The third Wednesday.
Yep.
We'll look at 13th. I prefer the 20th myself.
No, I can't. The second is COA.
Okay. So Wednesday, the 20th then.
Okay.
Yep.
It's 6 p.m. Very good. All right, motion for adjournment, then I'll stop the recording.
So moved.
Seconded.
All right, all in favor, Susan,
Aye.
Dina,
Aye.
and I'll vote aye also. Okay,
Aye.
where are we?
6:45.
Yeah, I have 6:45. Stop recording. There you go.